My name is Zenobia Taylor. I am an RN at Washington Regional. I work in the ICU, and I have been in our COVID unit since we opened in March. It really seems like over a matter of 2 months that the unit is completely different. I think I had maybe a break of 4 or 5 days at a time, and I came back and I walked into the unit and the feeling was different. Like you could feel it. But it's tense now. With first thing you walk in and you look down both of the halls, there's equipment that we have outside of the doors and outside of almost every door of every patient. The rooms are completely full now. When they come in, they're requiring such high amounts of oxygen, and you root for them to do well. And when they don't, it's heartbreaking because you see subtle changes, but then it's like the more you try to fix one thing, something else happens. And so it becomes emotionally taxing, and it's not something that I thought would happen. A lot of the ones that we have seen, they have been to some of these clinics where they have tested positive, and over 4 or 5 days their symptoms get worse, and by the time they're coming in, they're requiring maximum amounts of oxygen, and they're super dehydrated, and their inflammatory process in the body has just taken over, and they're a whole lot sicker. Even on the ventilator, they look at you with these eyes of, I'm still here. Like, I'm still fighting. I can do this. And so you start rooting for them and you get attached. And, the fact that this patient fought so hard, and they tried and they tried and they tried. And at the end of the day, there's a higher power that is over us where we can't control it. Once we have this surge, it just seems like it's not stopping, and you can't be confident on where you're going because you don't know where the top is. What scares me the most is not being able to keep up. Not being able to keep up with the vast majority of the patients that are coming in. As a nurse, you want to save everyone. You know that you can't. It's not realistic. Losing people that man, they were this family's rock. They were this family's, matriarch or patriarch, and they did everything for this family, and they were such a good person, and they were involved in the community, and they were doing all that they could to not get it, and they still got it. Those are the ones that you're like, those are the heartbreaking situations where you root and root and root for a patient to do well and get off of the ventilator, and it doesn't happen. I want the community to honestly be safe. I know a lot of people are like, I don't need a mask, I don't need this, I don't need that. And it's not necessarily about you, the person. It's about who you come in contact with. It's about the things that you touch. It's about, it's basic hand washing. It's common courtesy just to do the things that are being asked of you, just the way I see it, as a good person. There comes a certain point where what happens when it's you laying upstairs, or your mother or your father? And that's the way that you have to think about these things, is what happens when it affects your family. Then is it a problem?